Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our discussion about a topic that often raises curiosity, the Islamic perspective on cats and dogs. In this video, we'll explore the teachings of Islam regarding these animals, their unique roles, and the wisdom behind their treatment. Let's break this topic into chapters for better understanding. Let's delve into the significance of animals in Islam, beginning with the universal principle that all of Allah's creations have a purpose. Animals are mentioned numerous times in the Quran, often as signs of Allah's power and wisdom. From their behavior to their existence, animals serve as reminders of the intricate design of the universe and Allah's unparalleled ability as the creator. Muslims are encouraged to reflect upon these signs and recognize the greatness of Allah. In Islam, the treatment of animals is tied closely to the concept of mercy. Mercy is a fundamental value that defines the character of a true believer. It extends not only to humans, but also to animals, which are viewed as part of the larger ecosystem entrusted to human stewardship. This trust, or amana, is a test of our character and our obedience to Allah's commands. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, exemplified this through his countless acts of kindness toward animals. One story that illustrates this is the famous incident where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, rebuked a man for overburdening his camel. The camel complained to the Prophet, and he intervened, teaching that even animals deserve respect and care. This story is just one of many that highlight the elevated status of animals in Islamic teachings. It serves as a reminder that every living being is significant in its own right. The Quran emphasizes the interconnectedness of all life forms, presenting animals as communities like our own. Allah says, "There is no creature on the earth, nor a bird that flies with its wings, but are communities like you." Surah Al-An'am 6:38. This verse not only highlights the rights of animals, but also encourages Muslims to ponder the diversity and unity within Allah's creation. The balance of nature is a testament to His divine wisdom, and humans are tasked with maintaining this balance. The stories of past prophets also shed light on the significance of animals. For instance, the story of Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, demonstrates how animals are integral to the order of Allah's creation. Prophet Sulaiman was granted the ability to understand the language of animals, further underscoring their importance. This unique gift reminds us that animals are not mere resources, but beings with their own roles in the divine plan. Kindness to animals is a form of worship. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, once said, "There is a reward for serving any living being." Sahih al-Bukhari. This hadith establishes a direct link between our treatment of animals and our accountability before Allah. Whether it is feeding a stray or refraining from harming an insect, every act of kindness contributes to our spiritual growth. Animals in Islam are also seen as helpers and signs of provision. They provide sustenance, labor, and companionship. For example, the camel is revered for its endurance and its role in aiding humans in harsh desert climates. The Quran describes the camel as one of the signs of Allah. Do they not look at the camels, how they are created? Surah Al-Ghashiyah 88:17. This encourages Muslims to reflect deeply on the blessings they often take for granted. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, also spoke of the consequences of mistreating animals. In one narration, he told of a woman who was punished in the hereafter because she starved a cat to death. On the other hand, a man who gave water to a thirsty dog was forgiven his sins. These stories underline the immense weight of our actions toward animals in the scales of judgment. The mercy of Allah encompasses all His creations, and as His servants, we are expected to embody this mercy in our dealings with animals. The Islamic principle of avoiding harm applies universally, ensuring that no creature is subjected to unnecessary suffering. This principle is evident in the Islamic laws governing animal slaughter, which stress minimizing pain and ensuring humane treatment. Animals also play a role in spiritual symbolism in Islam. The bee, for instance, is praised in the Quran for producing honey, a healing substance for humankind. Bees are also seen as exemplars of discipline and community, teaching Muslims the value of cooperation and hard work. Similarly, the hoopoe in the story of Prophet Sulaiman represents communication and loyalty. Islam's guidance on animals also serves as a reflection of its holistic approach to life. By emphasizing compassion, responsibility, and respect, the religion fosters a sense of harmony between humans and the natural world. This harmony is not only beneficial for animals, but also for humans, as it nurtures empathy and humility. The significance of animals extends to their role in worship. Certain animals, such as camels, cows, and sheep, are integral to acts of worship like the annual Qurbani during Eid al-Adha. This sacrifice is not just a ritual, but a reminder of submission to Allah and gratitude for His provisions. Lastly, the role of animals in Islamic teachings emphasizes the universal nature of Islam. The guidance encompasses all aspects of life, encouraging believers to engage with the world in a manner that reflects Allah's mercy. By treating animals with kindness and fulfilling our responsibilities toward them, we align ourselves with the broader purpose of creation. Animals, therefore, are not only physical beings, but also spiritual reminders. They prompt us to reflect, give thanks, and strive to uphold the principles of justice and mercy that define Islam. Through these teachings, we are reminded of our role as stewards of Allah's creation. Cats hold a special place in Islamic teachings, admired for their cleanliness, gentleness, and unique traits that make them beloved companions. Their significance in Islam can be traced back to the example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who showed great affection and care for cats. His relationship with cats is not merely anecdotal, but reflects a broader Islamic ethos of kindness and respect toward all of Allah's creations. One of the most notable examples of the Prophet's love for cats is the well-known story of him cutting a portion of his garment so as not to disturb a sleeping cat. This act exemplifies the Prophet's consideration for even the smallest creatures, emphasizing that all life is deserving of compassion. This story also highlights the delicate and considerate nature of the Prophet's dealings with animals, encouraging Muslims to emulate his actions. Cats are considered ritually clean, tahir, in Islam, which further enhances their acceptability in Muslim households. Unlike other animals, cats are not seen as carriers of impurities that could affect the sanctity of a Muslim's prayer space. This aspect is supported by the Hadith where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, stated, "Cats are not impure. They are among those who go around amongst you." Sunan Abu Dawud. Such affirmations not only reassure Muslims about keeping cats as pets, but also highlight their compatibility with Islamic principles of cleanliness. Another aspect of cats that endears them to Muslims is their natural cleanliness. Cats instinctively groom themselves and avoid areas that are considered unclean. This behavior aligns with the Islamic emphasis on hygiene and cleanliness, making them ideal companions in homes where ritual purity is essential for daily worship. Their grooming habits are seen as a reflection of their innate purity, a quality appreciated in Islamic teachings. The role of cats in Islamic tradition is also illustrated by their association with Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, a close companion of the Prophet. Abu Hurairah, whose name translates to father of the kitten, was known for his love of cats, often keeping them by his side. His fondness for these animals earned him his nickname, and he remains a beloved figure in Islamic history. This association further underscores the respect and affection that Islam holds for cats. In addition to their cleanliness, cats are admired for their gentle and non-intrusive nature. Unlike other animals, cats tend to be calm and unobtrusive, which makes them suitable companions in households that prioritize serenity and order. Their peaceful demeanor is seen as a blessing, and their presence is often regarded as a source of comfort and tranquility for those around them. The Prophet's actions and sayings about cats are a source of inspiration for Muslims to treat all animals with kindness. There are numerous stories in the Sunnah about how the Prophet treated cats with care and gentleness. These stories serve as moral lessons, teaching Muslims to act with compassion and respect toward animals as part of their duty as stewards of Allah's creation. One of the unique characteristics of cats is their ability to coexist with humans without causing significant disruption. This trait is particularly appreciated in Islamic tradition, where maintaining a harmonious living environment is valued. Cats are known for their independence and low-maintenance nature, which allows them to thrive in a variety of settings while remaining close to their human companions. The spiritual significance of cats in Islam is further highlighted by their perceived ability to bring blessings to a home. Many Muslims believe that having a cat in the household is a source of barakah, blessing, as their presence is thought to repel harmful entities and create a sense of warmth and comfort. This belief, though not explicitly mentioned in Islamic texts, is a testament to the positive role that cats play in Muslim households. Cats are also recognized for their unique personalities, which can bring joy and companionship to their owners. Their playful and affectionate behavior fosters a bond of love and care between humans and animals, reminding Muslims of the importance of nurturing relationships with all of Allah's creations. This bond is seen as a reflection of the divine mercy that encompasses all living beings. The Islamic perspective on cats is not limited to their physical characteristics, but extends to their spiritual and emotional impact. By encouraging kindness and compassion toward cats, Islam fosters a culture of empathy and responsibility among its followers. This culture not only enhances the well-being of animals, but also strengthens the moral character of individuals. The inclusion of cats in Islamic teachings serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all living beings. By caring for animals like cats, Muslims are reminded of their role as caretakers of Allah's creation, a responsibility that encompasses both the natural world and the creatures within it. This perspective reinforces the Islamic principle of balance and harmony in all aspects of life. Through the example of cats, Islam teaches us to recognize and appreciate the unique qualities of each creature. Cats, with their grace, cleanliness, and gentle nature, embody traits that resonate deeply with Islamic values. Their presence in Muslim households is not just a matter of convenience, but a reflection of a broader spiritual understanding of the world. The treatment of cats in Islam goes beyond mere permissibility. It represents a deeper acknowledgement of their place in Allah's creation. By fostering a culture of kindness and respect toward cats, Islam encourages its followers to develop a sense of gratitude and humility. This gratitude extends to all aspects of life, reminding Muslims to value the blessings that Allah has bestowed upon them. In essence, cats in Islam are more than just pets. They are symbols of purity, compassion, and divine harmony. Their treatment within Islamic teachings reflects a profound understanding of the natural world and humanity's role within it. By embracing these principles, Muslims are encouraged to live in harmony with all of Allah's creation, recognizing the beauty and wisdom inherent in every living being. Dogs have a distinct status in Islam, which reflects both their utility and the practical considerations related to hygiene. The Quran acknowledges the usefulness of dogs in specific roles, such as guarding property and hunting. Trained dogs, for instance, are permissible to use for hunting, and the food they retrieve can be consumed after invoking the name of Allah over it. This showcases the practical value dogs bring to human life, and their inclusion in the Quran emphasizes their significance in certain capacities. However, Islam places great importance on cleanliness, and this principle plays a central role in the rulings regarding dogs. The saliva of a dog is considered impure, najis, and any utensil licked by a dog must be washed 7 times, one of which should be with soil. This guideline is not meant to vilify dogs, but to uphold the importance of hygiene, particularly in environments where acts of worship, such as prayer, require a clean and pure setting. It is also noteworthy that while dogs are not permitted as household pets in the same way as cats, they are not to be mistreated. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught that all creatures deserve kindness. In fact, a well-known hadith recounts the story of a man forgiven by Allah for giving water to a thirsty dog. This highlights the balance Islam seeks to maintain. While practical rulings may differ, the principle of compassion remains universal. The focus on cleanliness is not merely a matter of ritual, but also reflects practical considerations. Dogs, by their nature, can carry bacteria or diseases in their saliva, and this understanding aligns with the guidelines on handling their presence in a Muslim's life. The wisdom in such rulings becomes evident when one considers the importance of hygiene in safeguarding both spiritual and physical well-being. Dogs are often employed in roles that require their specific abilities, such as guarding homes, protecting livestock, or aiding in search and rescue missions. Their loyalty and keen senses make them invaluable in these areas. Islam acknowledges and supports these uses, as they serve vital functions that benefit society. It is not the presence of dogs themselves that is discouraged, but their presence in places where cleanliness for prayer or daily life could be compromised. Despite their restrictions in certain environments, the treatment of dogs in Islam is never rooted in hostility. Islam teaches that animals, including dogs, are a part of Allah's creation and must be treated with respect. Even the perceived impurity of their saliva does not diminish their importance in fulfilling specific roles that are beneficial to humanity. Muslims are reminded to balance practical rulings with ethical treatment and kindness. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, provided detailed guidance on the appropriate interaction with dogs. For example, he emphasized that those who keep a dog without a valid reason, such as guarding or hunting, may lose part of their rewards for good deeds. This serves to reinforce the principle that ownership of dogs should be purposeful and aligned with necessity rather than mere convenience or luxury. While the ruling on dog saliva might appear strict, it is consistent with the overarching Islamic emphasis on maintaining purity. This emphasis extends to all aspects of life, ensuring that Muslims remain mindful of both their physical and spiritual cleanliness. The rules are not arbitrary, but reflect a deep understanding of the potential risks and benefits of living with animals, with a particular focus on preserving the sanctity of spaces used for worship. Furthermore, Islam's guidance on dogs avoids extremes. While it limits their use as pets, it does not dismiss their value or encourage harm toward them. Muslims are encouraged to appreciate their roles and care for them appropriately. This balance reflects Islam's comprehensive approach to all matters, combining practicality, compassion, and devotion to Allah's commands. Ultimately, the treatment of dogs in Islam highlights the religion's wisdom in addressing diverse aspects of human life. From their practical roles to the hygiene considerations that come with their care, the rulings on dogs are grounded in thoughtful reasoning and spiritual awareness. Muslims are reminded that even with specific guidelines, kindness and mercy toward all of Allah's creatures are paramount. The differing rulings for cats and dogs in Islam are not arbitrary. They are deeply rooted in practical considerations and the preservation of a clean and spiritually mindful environment. Cats are inherently clean animals. They groom themselves frequently, and their saliva is considered pure, as mentioned in the Hadith. This makes them suitable for close contact with humans, including being in areas of worship or near food preparation. In contrast, dogs, while valuable and purposeful creatures, have certain characteristics that require Muslims to handle them differently, particularly regarding their saliva, which is deemed impure. This distinction is not a judgment of their worth, but a practical guideline rooted in the principles of hygiene and worship. From a spiritual perspective, cleanliness is central in Islam, not just physical cleanliness, but also a purity of space and surroundings. Dog's saliva, due to its impurity, can compromise this cleanliness, especially in areas designated for prayer. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized this point by instructing Muslims to cleanse any dish or container licked by a dog 7 times, one of which should include soil. This detailed instruction highlights the importance Islam places on maintaining a pure environment, especially for acts of worship. On the other hand, cats' behavior and hygiene habits make them more compatible with indoor living and close companionship. Cats' grooming habits naturally align with Islamic values of cleanliness, which may explain why they were often kept as pets in the households of the early Muslim community. The Prophet's, peace and blessings be upon him, fondness for cats, and his example of cutting his garment so as not to disturb a sleeping cat, reflect not just compassion, but also the recognition of their cleanliness and suitability for domestic life. Islam also considers the natural roles and benefits of animals in society. Dogs are recognized for their unique abilities to assist humans, whether in guarding property, hunting, or performing other tasks that require their keen senses and loyalty. The Quran specifically mentions the permissibility of using trained hunting dogs, and their contributions in these roles are valued. However, their physical characteristics, including the impurity of their saliva, mean that their presence must be managed in ways that do not conflict with Islamic principles of cleanliness. The differentiation also serves to ensure a balance between practicality and spirituality. While cats can freely roam homes and share intimate spaces with humans, dogs are often kept for functional purposes, such as guarding homes or aiding in tasks like herding livestock. This distinction underscores a balanced approach that acknowledges the strengths and limitations of each animal without diminishing their inherent value as creations of Allah. Moreover, the guidance provided by Islam regarding these animals reflects its broader ethos of aligning human behavior with the natural order. Cats, with their clean habits and unobtrusive nature, naturally fit into the routines of Muslim households without requiring significant adaptations. Dogs, on the other hand, require certain precautions, not because they are less important, but because their natural traits necessitate it. The different rulings also foster an appreciation for the diversity of Allah's creation. Each animal has been endowed with unique qualities that serve specific purposes in the world. By treating cats and dogs according to their distinct characteristics, Muslims are reminded of the wisdom behind Allah's creation and the importance of fulfilling responsibilities toward animals in a manner that aligns with their nature. Another aspect to consider is the social and cultural context in which these rulings were revealed. In the time of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, dogs were often associated with tasks requiring outdoor activities, while cats were more commonly kept as indoor companions. These roles influenced the practical guidance given to Muslims, which continues to resonate with believers today. It's important to note that the emphasis on cleanliness and purity in Islamic rulings about animals does not imply neglect or mistreatment of any creature. Islam unequivocally forbids cruelty toward animals, and Muslims are encouraged to care for them, regardless of whether they are cats, dogs, or any other species. This compassion is a reminder of our responsibility to act as stewards of Allah's creation. The distinctions in how cats and dogs are treated in Islam highlight a profound understanding of the natural world and the need to live in harmony with it. These guidelines are not about favoritism, but about practicality, hygiene, and ensuring that human interactions with animals align with both physical well-being and spiritual integrity. This thoughtful approach reflects the comprehensive nature of Islamic teachings, which consider every aspect of life, no matter how seemingly small, with wisdom and care. The treatment of animals in Islam, whether cats, dogs, or any other creature, is rooted in the fundamental principle of mercy. Compassion is not merely an option in Islam. It is a divine mandate that reflects a believer's faith and closeness to Allah. The Quran and Sunnah repeatedly emphasize the importance of kindness, not only toward fellow humans, but also toward the rest of Allah's creation. One of the most profound examples of mercy is found in the story of a man who earned Allah's forgiveness for giving water to a thirsty dog. Despite the societal view that dogs are impure, the man's act of mercy outweighed all else. It was not the status of the animal that mattered, but the selfless kindness displayed by the man. This teaches us that compassion transcends all boundaries. In contrast, another narration describes a woman who was condemned for mistreating a cat. She neither fed it nor let it fend for itself, causing its death from starvation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, warned that her actions resulted in punishment in the hereafter. This highlights that neglect and cruelty toward animals can lead to severe consequences, underscoring the seriousness of our responsibility. Mercy is so central to Islamic ethics that it is described as one of Allah's greatest attributes. The phrase, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the most compassionate, is repeated multiple times in the Quran, reminding Muslims to embody these qualities in their actions. This includes interactions with animals, who are often at the mercy of human care and decisions. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, exemplified this mercy in his own life. He showed gentleness even to creatures many might overlook. On one occasion, he instructed his companions to return the nest of a bird after they had taken its chicks. The mother bird's distress moved him to take immediate action, demonstrating the importance of empathy, even for the smallest creatures. Another profound lesson comes from the emphasis on relieving suffering. Whether an animal is domesticated or wild, causing unnecessary harm or suffering is strictly prohibited in Islam. Even during hunting, which is permitted under certain conditions, Muslims are instructed to ensure that the animal's suffering is minimized. This rule reflects Islam's commitment to upholding dignity and compassion in all circumstances. It is important to recognize that animals, like humans, are part of the ummah of Allah's creation. They glorify Him in ways we may not fully understand, as stated in the Quran. And there is no creature on earth or bird that flies with its wings, except that they are communities like you. Surah Al-An'am 6:38. This verse fosters a sense of shared existence and mutual respect. Islam's teachings also encourage environmental stewardship, as it is tied closely to the welfare of animals. Destroying habitats, polluting resources, or engaging in activities that harm wildlife are actions that contradict the spirit of mercy. Animals depend on their environment, and our negligence or greed can have a profound impact on their lives. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, further taught that acts of kindness toward animals are considered acts of charity, sadaqah. Whether it is feeding a stray animal, offering water, or simply refraining from causing harm, each act of care brings immense reward. This principle transforms ordinary actions into spiritual opportunities, drawing us closer to Allah. Even when animals are used for work or as a source of food, Islam sets strict guidelines to ensure their dignity is respected. Overburdening animals, neglecting their needs, or slaughtering them in a cruel manner is explicitly forbidden. These rules serve as a reminder that humans do not have unchecked authority over Allah's creation. They are caretakers entrusted with a sacred responsibility. The Islamic approach to animals encourages mindfulness. Every action, no matter how small, is recorded and weighed by Allah. This understanding encourages Muslims to pause and consider the impact of their choices, fostering a deep sense of accountability. Whether caring for a pet or dealing with wildlife, each interaction holds spiritual significance. Parents and educators in Muslim communities are encouraged to teach children the value of compassion from an early age. Simple actions like feeding birds or caring for a stray cat help instill a lifelong habit of kindness. These lessons shape not only the individual, but also the broader community, as compassionate individuals contribute to a more harmonious society. Furthermore, the example set by the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, serves as a timeless guide for Muslims. His life offers countless instances of compassion, from his care for animals to his guidance on treating them justly. By emulating his example, Muslims not only fulfill their religious duties, but also contribute to a world that reflects the mercy of Allah. In modern times, the principles of compassion in Islam remain as relevant as ever. With increasing awareness of animal rights and the interconnectedness of all life, Islamic teachings offer a balanced and ethical framework. They remind us that our actions, even toward animals, have consequences that extend beyond this world. Islam's message regarding animals is a call to live with ihsan, excellence. It is a reminder that our faith is incomplete without mercy, and that every creature is a testament to Allah's creative power. By treating animals with care and dignity, we honor the Creator who entrusted them to us. Islam's approach to cats and dogs reflects its deep understanding of their nature and the role they play in human life. The guidance provided by the Quran and Sunnah isn't arbitrary, but is rooted in wisdom that seeks to balance compassion, practicality, and cleanliness. This balance allows Muslims to interact with these animals in ways that benefit both the individual and society, while maintaining spiritual and physical purity. Cats, with their natural cleanliness and affectionate nature, are a symbol of gentleness and care in Islamic teachings. The love the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, showed for cats demonstrates the importance of kindness toward animals that seek human companionship. Keeping cats as pets not only fulfills our innate desire for affection, but also reflects the Islamic ideal of mercy in action. Their presence in our homes is a reminder to treat all creatures with dignity and respect. Dogs, while often serving different purposes, are equally important in the grand scheme of Allah's creation. Their ability to guard, hunt, and assist humans highlights their valuable contributions to society. Although certain rulings about their cleanliness may seem strict, they are meant to guide Muslims in maintaining hygiene while benefiting from the unique skills that dogs offer. These rulings underscore Islam's emphasis on practicality without compromising on spiritual obligations. Ultimately, the teachings surrounding cats and dogs encourage Muslims to be thoughtful and compassionate stewards of the earth. Treating animals with kindness is an essential part of faith, as the mercy we show to creatures reflects our relationship with the Creator. These teachings also remind us that every element of Islamic guidance is designed to improve not only our spiritual lives, but also our interactions with the world around us. By embracing these values, Muslims can develop a deeper connection to nature and a greater sense of responsibility toward all living beings. In doing so, we fulfill our role as caretakers of Allah's creation, ensuring that our actions reflect the mercy and justice that Islam promotes. May Allah guide us to always act with kindness and wisdom in all aspects of our lives. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more engaging and informative content about Islamic teachings. May Allah bless you for your curiosity and commitment to learning. Jazakum Allahu khairan, and assalamu alaikum.